How committed are you to the things of God? Because your commitment to the things of God will also reflect how committed you are to your own things. How you are committed to your own life. That's why the Bible says, it didn't say, love your neighbor as we saw how you love the other neighbor. No. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Celine, if we want to know how much you love God, it will show how you love people. How you love everyone around you. Listen, every good thing we do to people, we are showing the world how good God is. Are we together? So every opportunity to do good is an opportunity to announce God to other people. Have you ever done something good to people that are very wicked? And the only answer will be, I thank God for you. I thank God for you. They are very wicked. But they thank God for you. You want to fight and win always? Let everything about your life be centered on God's agenda. You want to fight and win every day? Let everything you are asking from the Father be centered around Him also. You want your prayer to be answered? Let your prayer include God. Let God be at the center. God, I need money, but you are the center of it. God, I need marriage. He is at the center of it. God, I want to fly. He is at the center of it. Let Him not feel like everything is about you. I'm showing you a better way to pray. God, I am in need of 50 million. But out of the 50 million, actually 25 are yours. Mine, what I need is only 25. But because we are equal partners, I need 50 million. Why do I need? Some of our prayers need to change. Rent is 30,000 and your prayer is, God, give me 30,000. You are too selfish and stingy. God, I need 60,000. Why do you need 60,000? My rent is 30,000. Then I saw church needs to be equipped with some things. And I did my research. The total money needed is 30,000. That will bring answers quicker than God give me my rent money. God give me bus fare. God give me food. God give me clothes. God give me. If you're asking clothes, God, I want as I stand before your people, I will be a representation of your beauty. God, money for salon. Why? I need to look how you look. As I go on evangelism, I will not be looking like you are wicked. Let people see me and see you. Listen, involve God in the matter. Never leave Him outside the matter. The Bible says, I believe this is in Proverbs, in all your ways, acknowledge Him. In all your ways, acknowledge Him. Including when you are going shopping. Involve Him. Listen, some of us, our walk with God ends with our salary. When our salary comes, God is not involved. Celine, you planned with God how to get the job. You planned with God how you will be alive every day to be making sure you are at your workplace. You agreed with God to strengthen you, to be always active at your office. But when the salary comes, you push God aside and you plan alone. because God doesn't know money. All he knows is to make sure the money comes. He is not involved in your accountability of your money. Write this down. Most people want God to be completely involved in their matter. But when it comes to God's matter, there is no commitment, or there is little commitment. You can see men, women praying and fasting for a particular item, but when it comes, God is out of the picture. How committed are you to God? Meaning the relationship is one-sided. When you are committed to his agenda, what is his agenda? To see houses built for God. I'm so sure that should not be strange for those who are part of this ministry. When we say houses being built, we are not talking about structures. How committed to see that the houses God live in, they are built perfectly and with the right materials. And they are standing firm. How committed to ensuring that God is not outside his house. Men are God's house. These are just structures. This is not the house of God. The house of God is men. Men are houses of God. How committed are you to see his kingdom flourish and advance? Does it bother you the church is not growing? Does it bother you that people are outside services? Does it bother you? You didn't see your brother, you didn't see your sister. Does it bother you at all? Lindsay was not in church on Sunday for whatever reason. Did it bother anyone to find out? Was she okay? Who found out if Celine was, the flood did the thing? But you call yourself a child of God. Are you mindful of where was so and so when I did not see them? The advancement of the kingdom. Are you committed to it? Because the moment you get committed with the burden of God, you will realize your own burden was lifted from your shoulder. When you are committed concerning the burden of God. You know, it can be so surprising to see people that have never asked the question, Pasi, how do you pay your rent in this place? There is no commitment at all. Pasi, how are the workers paid in this place? How is the power, the electric power paid? Who cleans the place? I want to be part of the burden of God. Who prints the flyers for evangelism? Who goes for evangelism? Because I'm too busy in the office. I want to ensure at least I quench their thirst as they go for evangelism. How many of us are carrying that burden? Because if you are not committed to that capacity, whereby you can feel the weight upon the cause of the kingdom, then something is wrong with your Christianity. Like our bishop said, let God's agenda be your agenda. And let your agenda be God's agenda. Let God's agenda be your agenda. And let your agenda in turn be God's agenda. And you will win in all what you do. How committed are you to see the kingdom succeed? Like Bishop said, most people are just backbenchers. Come to church, clap your hands, feel good, and walk out. Come to church the other day, sit back, feel good, and walk away. No question of how is the ministry running and what's my contribution, what's my involvement. I may not have money, but I have life. How can my strength impact the ministry? How can my being alive and breathing impact the cause of my Father? When the year began, I told you, most people write resolutions. They have a long list of the things they want God to do for them. If you follow closely, either very few or none are telling God, God, I'm now listening. What is your list for the year? God, I know I have given you my expectation. I've given you my prayer expectation. But what is your prayer expectation? Or don't you think God also has an expectation for the year? You don't think that God also has an expectation? How many of us bother to ask him, Father, what is your plan for the year? And how can I be involved? How will you be moving in the year? And how can I be involved? But we give God a big list and we step away. Because it is his work to fulfill our agenda. But it is not our commitment whether God's agenda will be established or not. Papa gave a very unique example. And he asked, if the church fails, or rather people contribute money to build a church, let's say 15 million, and people contribute 10,000, 2,000, 1,000, 50,000, 1 million. If the entire church contributed only 6 million, whose responsibility will it fall on? The members or the pastor? The pastor. Why? Because pastor, whether we build or not, we don't care. We did our best. We contributed our best. So whether the money will get to 50 million or 15 million, we don't care. But for anyone that cares, will be keen to follow, to ask, sir, how much was contributed? And was it enough? And what can we do to patch up the balance? But most people will go around bragging. I gave my best. I did my part. I did my part. So meaning what? Who should patch up the remaining big balance? Who should pay the rent? Pastor? Who should know what should be done? Should be pastor, as we have given our offering. That is not a good sign of a committed person. And we saw the example of committed people and how they ended. David, number one. David was committed to his father's assignment, his biological father's assignment. Meaning he was trustworthy to keep the sheep of his father. He was trustworthy to be assigned to keep the flock of the family. And God saw it and he gave him a higher calling. He said, if David, you can be this committed, putting your life at risk for animals that are not yours, then you can put your life at risk for my people. How many people have that kind of a zeal? Committed to a point. The zeal for what belongs to others consumes you. If you see someone playing around with the immaculate phone carelessly, you can step in. Do you know there are people that will stand and say, what wacha rushe. Sema kile anajifanyanga na ako ka iPhone, wacha rushe tu. Kakianguka ka break your screen tutaona ataringia nani. Do you know there are people that do that? They rejoice in seeing what belongs to others get destroyed. But not David. When the bear came, when the lion came, I went after it after I caught one of my father's goats. And I tore it apart and rescued the animal. And when it returned to me, I also dealt with it. That's David's testimony before Saul. And when Saul heard that, he said, this guy, we are not of the same realm. Please go and fight now, Goliath. If this is the kind of zeal that is burning inside of you, that those who are fighting God's people must be dealt with, then go. I believe we are about to get victory. But if you look before that, nobody wanted to believe David at all until he gave his testimony. Write this down. David was over concerned with his father's livestock. They did not belong to him, yet he protected them with his life. The same way, David finds Goliath, the monster, and the same zeal came upon him. How can you be fighting my people? How can you be threatening them? Today I must separate your head and your body. Today you must become food to the birds of the air. Write this down. I believe it will be very of importance to you. Never be ignorant of God's agenda. What am I saying? Never stand on the fence when the agenda of God is at stake. Never be ignorant when the body of Christ is crying. Never be ignorant when your sister, your brother is not okay. Lindsay leo hata hataki kutusalimia. Kalipata mshahara kameanza kujifanya. No, si kujifanya. Something has happened. Don't be ignorant about it. Don't be ignorant of God's people, His agenda. This perfect story is the one we were given, the story of Esther and Mordecai. Mordecai told Esther, yes, you might stand aside for the rest of the Jews to be killed, but don't forget you are also a Jew. Don't think that you will escape because you ignored the move that is happening right now. We are praying that we are not slayed. We are praying that the Jews will not be killed. But just because you are the queen, don't think you will escape. Say with me, I will not be ignorant of the agenda of God. I will not be ignorant. There are people that know very well we need help in one way or the other. They are aware of it, but they would rather pay a blind eye. There are people who know even what you are going through, but they will not step in for you. They know they can do something. Celine, they know they can speak to somebody on your behalf, but they will choose to be silent. Someone not long ago, I will not say who, they called me with a concern and they needed something. Believe you me, with everything I have, I called. I tried to reach anyone reachable to help me sort out the matter. Since that time until almost this afternoon, I was still calling them. I tried to reach out, but I was told they are a little bit busy. Was everything settled? Because I am concerned about the issue they shared with me. How many of us are concerned about our brothers, our sisters? So and so, you have not seen them for almost 4 services. Have you reached out to find out what is happening with them? And if possibly you can help them out. Listen, you might ignore the agenda of God, but that will not stop the agenda from moving forward. Are we together? You may be the one to fulfill that agenda, but you became ignorant does not mean the agenda will not move. That's why we say when the able are not available, the available will be made able. You can't stop the agenda of God. You can't stop. Mordecai told Esther, you will ignore right now, but after we are all destroyed, God's agenda will still be fulfilled. Salvation for Jews will rise from another place. God will always have a way to have his agenda fulfilled. You may be the one chosen to pay the electricity bills, the one chosen to pay the rent of this place, the one chosen to pay every other bill connected with this commission. But you are there, dilly-dally. Should I not? If I do, who will do my own? Don't forget, yours will come to an end or will just be rendered irrelevant. And God will raise another one. Another one. I was sharing with Shaliz about Brother Hilary. And I told her, she was asking, I hope that man changed. I told her, that is an understatement. Hilary has fed a whole Kesha alone. She said, what? That man fed people here. Yes. Do you see that? Do you know that dispenser was bought by the same guy? Hilary bought that dispenser. The same man that could not afford nothing became somebody, became something. That is what happens when those who are able decide to play kalo-kalo. God will pick a nobody to shame you in your very eyes. In your very eyes. Oh, I'm the only keyboardist. Let me use Nicholas. I'm the only keyboardist. If I am not there, nothing will move. A class 4-5 boy will be risen. They will do magic on that same keyboard. Oh, I'm the only vocalist. If I am not there, the choir will sound like they ate matoke before they came to church. You will be surprised. Very old elderly women will rise. They will sing. It will be said angels are singing. You can't stop the agenda of God. Never. That's why I keep on telling you, I hold this microphone very tightly. Because I know I am not, it is a privilege. It's a privilege to be holding the microphone. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Do you know there are people that can never be involved in any church project? Pledge all what you want. We will never be involved in it. They don't want to be part and parcel of the burden of God at any cost. If I pledge na mshahara ikuje na nilikuwa nimeplan kutravel, nilikuwa nimeplan outing, nilikuwa nimeplan kwenda shopping, what will happen with me? So I can't pledge. Why should I pledge? The choir now is pledging for the coming Kesha. And I'm telling you, I know they are going to do very wondrously. But I can also guarantee you, there are those who will give 100 when they were supposed to give 500. Why? It will not involve me directly. It's not my birthday I'm contributing for. So why should I contribute more? Because to them, their ideology, people will be eating that food. Them included, but they will give only 100. If that is their best, well and good. So I'm not castigating anyone. But you can't know very well. The Bible says, him that knoweth to do good, but doeth it not, to them they become sinners. You know what is the right thing to do, but you ignore it. To you it will be a sin. Say to yourself, I will be concerned from today. Say it boldly, I will be concerned from today with what concerns the kingdom of God. Meaning you will be, when you see something that is wrong, you will be the first one to rise and say, I need to do something. I need to do something. When you involve yourself with God's agenda, you win always. You win always. What is the other part of being committed to the agenda of God? How are you committed to soul winning? How committed are you with the people God died for? We have many members in church that their commitment to God is because of what they are waiting from God. What I will get from God. So if their agenda is not being looked at, they can't look at the agenda of God. So their prayer is, God, when you bless me with a job, I will be winning souls on the matatu. I'll be winning souls at my workplace. I'll be winning souls. Because to them, it is the job that should motivate them, not the love of God. They are motivated. They are waiting to be whined. Not to wind those machines we used to until it kicks up. If that is what you are waiting, then you might wait forever. If you are waiting for God to massage you before you go for souls, you might wait forever. He has done more than enough for you. Number one, giving you life, giving you breath. So how many people are concerned with how God feels with the lost? Does it bother you there are people still unsaved? Yet you don't pray. You don't talk to him about those people. People that are in darkness. If you ask, you'll be surprised how many people pray for the souls. You'll be surprised. In churches, you'll be surprised how many people sit down and pray for souls. In fact, fast for the same souls. But let them be in any trouble. They will sleep inside church, praying God to help them. Write this down. When your prayer is all about you, change it. If your prayer is all about you, change it from today. That's a sign of selfishness, self-centered. How you handle God's agenda will be exactly how you handle your own. So, meaning if your prayer is extended to everyone, it means everyone's prayer will be extended to you. Did you catch that? If your prayer is extended to everyone, everyone will extend their prayer towards you. If you see a diligent man or woman in the things of God, even in their own lives, they are diligent. if you see a committed man and woman in the things of God, even in their own lives, they have the same commitment. Their business, they are committed into it. If you see people that are slothful, slow in everything concerning God, they know church begins at 9. But to them, they have a covenant with themselves. They must wait until when they feel it is time to be in church. In fact, if they are not married, please don't marry such. Their commitment is questionable. I'm not kidding, I'm telling you the truth. I told you before I married Mama, I saw her commitment in the house of God. And before I fell in love with her, I fell in love with her commitment. Immaculate today was in Joska just this afternoon, and I called her and I told her, Ma'am Leah and the son have traveled together with Carol. I told them, please, I need you people to step in. There was no even hesitation of, sir, whether I should come or I should not come. Immaculate told me she has been Kwamjengo since, I don't know since what time. And she was on her way to home, maybe to relax. If it were some of the people I know, and you call them to tell them, please, I need you to come out. Just being in Joska alone is enough reason not to come. I'm not kidding. I asked her, so will you make? She told me, I'll be on my way. I'm starting my journey now. I called Carol. Carol told me, I am in such and such place. I told her, we need someone on the camera today. She told me, okay, sir, I'll be on my way. I mean, what level of commitment? Who is going to pay them? Who is paying for their bus fare? She told me, I'm coming, but I don't know how I will on my way. I told her, just be here. And she is here. Came very, oh my goodness. Those who saw how she came in. Did you, Nicola, did you see she was bent? You would think that there is gold that she was about to miss. Why would God not be committed in her matter? It may look like you are wasting time, but it's just a matter of time before you begin to harvest the results. Keep on being committed. Keep on doing what you need to do. And I'm telling you, God will reward you openly in the eyes of everyone. You know, there are 3 categories as we wind up. We finish in the house of God. Number 1 category, people that can fast and pray because they saw a hole in the house of God. Do you know there are people that it will burden them to a point of tears if they saw a hole in the house of their God? That hole can be something that needs to be rectified. That hole can be a bill that needs to be paid. And they will not go home to eat. They'll go home to pray. God, I heard there is a need in your house. That need must be fulfilled. And they go on their knees. That's number 1 category. Number 2 category, there are people in the same church, in the same house of God, that will see the same hall, and they will have a whole script on how they will go and gist about the hall they saw. They will have news to share with their friends. Did you see? What a shame. What a disgrace. The house of God. Where are the leaders? Where is the pastor? Did he not see that hall? And the last category are people that I call do nothings. They do nothing. They saw the hall, they did nothing. They went home, they did nothing. They do nothings. These people are always seated at the fence. They are neither for nor against. They are neither we can do something or we can't do something. Which category are you in? Which category are you in? When they hear there is contribution, they don't know whether they will give or they will not give. In fact, that statement is not theirs. We are contributing towards buying new chairs, comfortable chairs for our members. It doesn't concern them because they are do-nothings. We are going on evangelism. We are do-nothings category. We are neither for evangelism, neither are we against it. Oh, we need some money to rectify our instruments. We are do-nothings. They are in church. They speak in tongues. They fast, but they do nothing. Which category are you? Are you in the category when he sees a need, it goes on his knees? Or the category when he sees a need, they have it on screenshot to have evidence as they gist with their friends to share? Or are you the do-nothings? And the final example. The do-nothings always are lukewarm. They are lukewarm. They are never hot nor cold. They pay a blind eye to everything. They pay a blind eye to everything. You give assignments, go and read Acts. Pastor, you are on your own. Which one? Which one is read Acts? I have a 5 movie series. I need to go to complete. You are giving us to read the entire Act and write it down. When did we become your students? Do nothings. The final example of a committed man is Moses. Moses was committed to the course of life in a positive way. Nobody told Moses, God will call you. Nobody had given Moses a dream that you will lead God's people. But Moses had a nature of being concerned about everyone around him. We see it one day he finds a Jew and an Egyptian fighting. And he knows I am a Jew also. He picks the Egyptian, kills the Egyptian. The same Moses that gave a law, do not kill. Kill the guy, buried the guy. When he heard that the news has spread, before that he met 2 Jews fighting. Did he say, this one I'm not involved in it? Immaculate, do you know there are people in church, if they find you fighting with Minister Faith, they will stand there. They won't step in. They would wait for you guys to fight. Because that is what they have been waiting for. Moses saw the 2 Jews, he stepped in also. Guys, why are you fighting? You are brothers. Look at his commitment. The guy ran away from Egypt. When he got to the wilderness, to the desert, he sees women being molested by guys. He steps in also. And I believe that's when God says, this guy is now ripe for a higher assignment. Look at his commitment from Egypt to the desert. Chases the guys away. Fetches water for the women. And the women goes home early. They never used to go home early. And the father says, go and collect the man. What did Moses gain? A home. Number 1. Don't forget he was enjoying the scorching sun in the desert. He is a fugitive. He doesn't have a place. But now, because of his commitment, he has a home. Number 2, he has a wife. Number 3, he got a job from the same family. And out of the job, his assignment was unraveled. He went to the desert. As he's watching his father-in-law's livestock, he sees the burning bush. What about if his commitment was ground zero? He would have never discovered Your commitment will always bring you closer. Closer to your higher calling. Okay. Oh, Zigrandalabada. Give us Luke. At least I've not given a scripture. Oh, I've just quoted them, right? Give us Luke 16:12. This will be the last one. Then we are out. Luke 16 verse 12. All right. Let's read in, you can give us in King James, then you give us in Message, TLB, Message and Amplified. King James, TLB, Message and Amplified. Let's read together, everybody. And if you have not been faithful in what is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? You want your own marriage, your own job, you want to have your own children, you want to have your own car, you want to have your own ticket to fly out. How are you behaving now? There are people, when they hear others testify, they frown. Ah, Lindsay, anaenda America, mimi ndio nilimleta hii church. Mimi ndio nilikuwa nampea fare. Mimi ndio nilikuwa namlipia rent. Mimi ndio nilikuwa. How can she be going? Meaning, whatever they were doing it waiting for a reciprocation. Or they were doing it to show who is big, who is boss. Write this very fast. God is interested in how you handle what belongs to other people. How do you even handle the things of God in this church? How do you handle the microphones, the instruments? How do you handle the chairs? They don't belong to you. You might have been the one who bought one, but it doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to God. Give us in the next translation, TLB. Everyone, let's read. If you are not honest in small jobs, who will put you in charge of the store? You have been employed, but how you work recklessly. Give us now the Message, then Amplified. Message, then Amplified. Message Bible. Oh, we have already read. We have already read the Message. No, we read TLB. This is TLB. We read King James. Go back again. Let me see the Message. No, I didn't see the Message. Go back. Let me see how it reads. I know I didn't read the Message. This is Message. You are telling me you read from where? Let's read together. We are reading verse. It's okay. Leave it there. Let's read. Jesus went on to make these comments. If you are honest in small things, you will be honest in big things. If you are a crook in small things, you will be a crook in big things. Do you know why so many people have not been given what they're asking? Because of their dishonesty. Here in Kenya, you are so dishonest with everybody. You expect God to take you to America? You go to shame him there? Carol. You are so wicked with leadership here in Kenya. And you expect God to take you to Doha. You go to be very ruthless with your bosses there. It will not happen. It can't happen. You are disobeying your HOD and you want to go to be under president. How will that happen? You are stingy. Listen, you are stingy with your 10%. And you are telling God, God, if only you can give me $1 million, you will see what I will do in your house. Who are you lying to? Who are you lying to? Stingy with your small car. And you are telling people, wait, God gives me the limousine. It will never come. You will wait until you will have gray hair. Even your gray hair will not see it. If you are honest in small things, the small position you'll be given, you will be honest with big things. If you are a crook in small things, come to church at 9. I step in when I want, I step out when I want. And you say, I will be a leader in the future. Nicholas, who will you lead? Who will you lead? You can only lead your shadow, because that's the only thing that cannot leave you. You can't even lead a family with that kind of mentality. Can't listen to anybody, can't pay attention to anybody, and you want to lead. Lead who? If you are a crook, do you see why I say we never read the small things? You will be a crook in big things. If you are not honest in small jobs, who will put you in charge of the store? No worker can serve two bosses. Anyway, that's what I needed. Amplified, then we finish. Amplified, then we finish. Verse 12 only, amplified. Carol, you are doing a good job. I know your fingers are faster. Oh, thank you. Have you been blessed so far? Have you been blessed? Those of you online, have you been blessed? This is awesome. Everybody, verse 12, everyone. Verse 12, not 10. Luke 16:12, amplified. Everyone. And if you have not proved faithful in that which belongs to another, whether God, so that you don't say, my faithfulness is to God, not to man. God you have never seen. You are a liar. You are a liar. If you are not proved faithful in that which belongs to another, whether God or man, who will give you that which is your own. That is the true riches. I'm a pastor because I served my man of God. Trust me, I never applied to be a pastor. I'm a pastor today and still standing today because I am serving the man of God that God brought into this country. But there are pastors that want to rise from nowhere. Call me daddy. Call me your father. Call me your apostle. Call me your prophet. Do you know the way to maternity? To give birth to one pastor, to one child? Do you know what is involved in bearing one child? Listen, for you to be called a man, oh my goodness, you will learn it. You will learn it. Jesus. Let me read something, then we are out. The reason many people have remained where they are is because God can't promote them from being a tenant to a landlord, from an employee to an employer, a hired driver to a car owner of a transport company, etc. Why? Because they are not faithful with what belongs to another. No promotion if you are not faithful with what belongs to another. And the next extract is, how do you use the things that belong to others that are in your care? How do you use them? How do you take care of the things that belong to other people that are in your care? How do you spend the money that belongs to others that you are supposed to utilize? Do you squander it just because it is not your own? And maybe you are saying, when you get your own money, you will not squander it. You lie. If you are squandering other people's money, you will squander your own. You misuse other people's money, you will misuse your own. That is given without any excuse. Because that kind of attitude may never allow anyone to get his own money. That's the downside of it. If you are squandering everything, there are people that come here, they want to throw our microphones anyhowly. That's why I told Nicholas, anyone that breaks, you pay. Because to them, I don't care. If the keyboard is not working, they don't care. If the drum is broken, they don't care. To them mine is to eat it. I don't care whether it breaks or not. It's not in my place. Carelessness. You can't be wasting other people's stuff and you expect to rise to the same place. Someone wrote a book by the name Dexter. He said, and I want you to write this title. It is a message by itself. Everything I know at the top. Everything I know at the top, I learned it from at the bottom. Do you know what that means, Nicholas? Everything I know at the top today, I learned it because I was at the bottom. Meaning I was humble enough to take care of what was submitted to me. I was careful with what was given to me. Managing other people's property teaches you how to manage your own in the future. Write this very boldly. Please write it boldly. Whatever you are going to become, you are already becoming. Did you hear it? Whatever you will become, you are already becoming it. Meaning, how you are handling things now, it is a clear picture how you will handle in the future. Today, you don't keep time, you keep nothing. You are not diligent with your commitment. In the future, it will be clear. You will not be committed to anything. Neither will you keep time for anything. You are employed, you go to business meeting late. When it is ending, that's when you are arriving. Why? You used to come to church the same time. It is already embedded in you. Listen, if you are committed to the things of God, Immaculate, believe you me, outside there, it will be smooth flow. Smooth flow. Smooth flow. If you are lazy in any other person's business, you can't be diligent to establish your own. You can't be lazy in someone else's business and be diligent to establish your own. You are lazy being led by your leader and you want to begin your own company to lead who? Who do you want to lead? Let's be on our feet. Have you been blessed? Have you been honestly blessed? Please say one word of prayer of God once again. Give me grace to be committed to your agenda. Grace to be among the first category that will carry your burden. The category that wants to bring solution. The category that wants to step in and bring solution. Positive solution. I don't want to be a backbencher, a man, a woman that only sits at the fence when things are not going the right way. Father, I receive grace. Grace, Lord, to be involved in what is your agenda. To be involved in your agenda, in your matter. Lebrando shakatalabaya. Ezekando sipreta. Elebaragadi zekata. Ezagatin telebrando zaya. Not again, not again. I will not again be ignorant of your burden. I will not be ignorant of your burden to pray, of your burden to participate in kingdom assignments. I will not stand aloof. I will not stand on the fence again. My commitment will not be questionable. My giving, my service will not be questionable. Shagaligetosata, Elibaratetaya, Eperoto Zikata, Ekeberita Baya, Ejikatola Branda, Ezozukataya. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Your commitment will be rewarded. In Jesus' mighty name.